and you for me. Can't you see how happy we would be?
You could raise a family, a boy like us, a girl like me.
Can't you see how happy we would be?
Hello.
Oh, hello. Sam's mum, isn't it?
Marion. Well, today I'm Michaela.
Are you indeed?
Cubs.
Oh, yes, of course.
Just been to a committee meeting.
Round a campfire?
In St Columbus Hall. Ever such a draft. We're having a bit of a crisis, actually.
Somebody lost the woggles.
We're spearheading a major recruitment drive. You'd be awfully good at it.
Oh, I thought you had to be under 11 with grubby knees.
As a Cub Scout mistress.
Oh, I don't think I'm Cub Mistress material.
Oh, but you are. You're so tall.
I didn't realise that was a requirement.
To be honest, we've got far too many softies with no leadership skills. And even I can be a bit daffy at times, which is why you'd be perfect. We need someone, really, with exactly your qualities.
I don't think Jake would like me bossing him around at Cubs as well as at home.
Tell you what, I'll send you the bump. Hello, Sam. I'll, think about it.
I have. What's that?
Linford, can you open the door?
And who or what is Linford?
He's a hamster, of course. I told you I was on hamster duty.
You did not tell me.
Did?
Didn't. Anyway, you've already got a hamster.
That's why I was chosen. He can meet Harriet.
I don't think hamsters socialise like you and your friends.
He can do handstands together. And what about fighting?
On the other hand, what are you going to do with it while we're at the dentist's?
He can stay in the car. He's trained.
Really?
Sit, Linford. Sit and now stay. See? It's not my fault.
Mr. Jury seemed to think it was.
He said bite, so I did. I didn't know his finger was still in my mouth.
I think you knew.
Linford, stop hiding. We're back now.
What are you doing?
Calling Linford.
Why?
Because he comes when he's called. Comes back.
Where exactly has he been?
Strolling about, I expect.
But he's in his cage.
That's where I thought he would be, but he's not come back to it yet.
Come back to it? But he was in it all the time, wasn't he?
I just let him out while we went to the dentist.
Did what?
Good afternoon, my name is Derek and I am your service area manager and I am here to serve. Now, how may I help you?
Firstly, by not impersonating a speak-your-weight machine.
Dampers can fray when the internal combustion engine lets us down.
There's nothing wrong with the engine.
The bodywork? A little knock, perhaps?
My bodywork is fine.
Well, everything certainly looks in pretty good shape from where I'm... So, in fact, you're obviously experiencing some little local difficulty.
Yes, I certainly am.
Perhaps you could acquaint me with your concerns in the vehicular arena. What's up with your car?
Well, I think it needs to be stripped down.
Been carrying contraband across the border from Leamington Spa again, have we?
No.
Got an annoying little clunk you can't identify.
No, I can identify annoying little clunks.
Well, may I suggest that Trevor here wires you up to our digital diagnostic, doodah. Once he has completed his refreshment break, naturally. Anything amiss will be immediately highlighted.
I don't think that's the answer. I'm sure stripping is the only solution.
And what makes you think that? And not that I'm one of those who thinks you little ladies shouldn't have opinions. He doesn't know everything, does he? So, may I inquire as to the reason for this extreme measure?
We have lost my grandson.
Your grandson?
My grandson's hamster.
A hamster?
I can hear him talking. He's in the door.
Who?
Linford.
Actually, it's the school's hamster. We were bringing him home and we stopped off at the dentist.
And I told him to sit and I told him to stay.
Unknown to me, Jake let him out of his cage.
And now we can't find him.
He's obviously in one of the panels of the car.
Right. So, may I recap? You have a hamster on the loose in your car.
Yes.
And you want us to strip the car down in order to find it.
Him?
Him.
I'm afraid so.
Right, fine. Would you bear with me for a minute while I consult with my more expert colleague?
Why are they laughing?
Quick. When your grandmother comes down, ask her why she's been so long at the dentist. What? When your grandmother comes down, anything good on the television tonight?
Gran. Don't call me Gran.
Why were you so long at the dentist?
You've told them, haven't you?
I haven't, have I?
Told us what?
She's been hunting wild hamster.
Andrew, it is not that funny.
What is? Tell them about Trevor mimicking the mating shuffle of the female hamster.
I think Linford needs counselling.
I think your grandma does too.
He didn't like it. He's never been in a people carrier before. What's he laughing about?
Well, he thinks it's funny, but he won't in a minute.
What's this?
The bill.
How much?
Well, they had to take all the door panels off.
One donut?
Yes. Linford was lured out by Trevor's donut.
Who's Trevor? He rescued Linford.
And who's Linford?
I suppose it could be worse.
Oh, it is worse, much worse.
How?
The suspension's gone.
What?
I don't know why. Hamsters only weigh a couple of ounces, don't they? Oh, and the starter motor's on the way out. I said that people carrier was a stupid idea when you bought it. But don't be too depressed.
Why not?
He didn't charge me for the information. Is this a good time?
No such thing in this house, Rosie. Come in.
This is a particularly bad time. The van he bought is falling apart.
Oh, dear. Look, you and I'd be very happy to help out, you know.
How good are you under the bonnet?
You know what I mean. How much is it going to cost?
No idea.
A fortune.
Well, let us contribute. A couple of bob from old friends.
It's a very kind offer, but we'll manage.
You've got to have transport.
No, we'll buy rollerblades.
Well, it's tax-free if it's a gift, isn't it? So why don't you let me write you a cheque?
We may be poor, Rosie, we're not that poor.
Oh, well, at least I've got something to cheer you up. Tickets.
Oh, what for?
Golf club dinner. Now that she was golf club captain, you are coming as our guest, so you cannot say you can't afford it.
Thank you very much.
You won't take no for an answer.
Thank you.
No arguments, it's settled.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jolly good.
Coffee?
Oh, you're too kind to us peasants, milady.
How are you on knots?
Knots. Robin Hood, boots and shoes, couple of reasonable football teams.
No, not the county knots. Bow line. Sheet bend.
Have I never told you my round turn and 2 half hitches? I spoke of nothing else behind the bike sheds.
Well, how about Highland's pitch?
Particular favourite of mine. Why do you want to know about knots?
If I tell you, promise you won't laugh.
It's nothing to do with hamster restraining techniques.
No.
You're not taking up cattle rustling?
All right, I won't tell you.
All right, whatever it is, I promise I won't laugh.
Marion Clements, that's Sam's mother, you know, Jake's friend,
Oh.
has asked me if I'd like to be a Cub Scout leader.
Why on earth would you want to be a Cub Scout leader?
But I'm not sure what I'd do.
I mean, it's a long way from the wild social butterfly of yesteryear.
Yes, well, that's it, isn't it? I mean, we are a long way from that now. Either I go on leafing through my fading wardrobe, bemoaning our change in circumstances, or I get on with it and throw myself into new commitments and challenges. And I get a whistle.
Oh.
But they don't do that anymore, they do this. And they don't say dib, dib, dib or dob, dob, dob either.
Didn't they?
No.
Not much point in joining then, is there?
We understand Joyce gave him an ultimatum. Me or golf. And if your wife's complaining that she's a golf widow, let me share with you the secret of our happy marriage. Once a week, take the time to get out and have a candlelit dinner. Bottle of wine, soft music, coffee and brandy to follow. It never fails. She goes on Tuesdays and I go on Thursdays. I nearly forgot the raffle. Now my very lovely, sparkling wife, Rosie, will draw the winning numbers. So, get those tickets ready.
It's Maggie, isn't it?
Yes.
I thought I recognised the jacket from last year. It's me, Deirdre.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't recognise you without your husband.
My husband left. It's a bit bitchy.
This is a very bitchy world, Anne. Oh, how I miss it. And I'm looking, I've never won a raffle in my life.
Oh, I didn't even know he had raffle tickets.
Rosie gave them to us.
Yay?
She insisted. I didn't argue. We're her personal charity. You never know. We may win a dried flower arrangement.
I'm going to do this backwards.
A bit like your golf, darling.
And it's for an aromatherapy massage at the teens. And the number is pink 24.
I could have done with an aromatherapy massage from Bettine.
Who's Bettine?
Does it matter?
And the second prize is a weekend for 2 at St Andrews. St Andrews what?
Just a little joke.
And it's blue 48.
Aren't you going to look?
You look.
Well, it's blue.
Sylvia and Mike.
and not us.
We didn't want to go to St Andrews for the weekend anyway, did we?
Did we?
It's not our world anymore.
Well, it could have been, if only for the weekend.
You just got back to your round-the-world cruise.
And now the big one. Kindly supplied to us by one of our members, Jerry Dangerfield. And it's eyes down for a new car. And it's blue. The ticket, that is, not the car. Or there might be blue. Is it blue? Do you know?
Get on with it, darling.
Right. It's blue, and it's number 60. That's yours, darling.
Yeah, thanks very much for the lift. Yes, good night.
Why did you have to give it back?
We've been through all this. Of course I had to give it back.
Only because you stood up and insisted on a re-raffle.
What else could I have done?
You could have said thank you very much and we could have driven home in it.
Maggie, the raffle was fixed. Rosie swung the raffle so we get the car.
So? She's a friend. She knows we need a car.
Maggie, it was a fix.
I prefer to think of it as Rosie giving Fate a helping hand.
What, by palming the tickets?
None of those people there tonight needed that car. They've got at least 3 each.
Yes, well, I'll excuse your total lack of principles on the grounds that you've consumed the best part of a bottle of Chablis.
Only after you gave back my car.
It wasn't your car. It was a piece of misguided loyalty on Rosie's part to think we'd even accept it.
I'd have accepted it.
And would you have been able to drive it around knowing that it was fraudulently obtained?
Yes. She pulled out my ticket. She could have pulled it out anyway. Who's to know?
I know. We know. That's enough.
Did you see the people who won it?
No, I was too busy shielding my face as you rained blows on me.
They didn't need it. They had a Mercedes with leather upholstery. They should have given back the car, not us. Oh, why did we have to find out?
Well, we didn't find out, did we? Rosie winked at you and said, perks of being the captain's wife, darling.
Yes, but if she hadn't, if we hadn't known, we could have driven home in a new car and been happy. We needed that car.
We don't need anything that isn't honestly obtained.
Oh, stop being so smug.
Cocoa time, I think.
A mug of cocoa is no compensation for electric windows and a sunroof. Did you have a good time?
Mixed. Hello. Who? Just a moment. Kayla wants a word with Baloo.
Tell her I'll call her back later.
Baloo will call you back later. Yes, thank you, thank you. Goodbye, Kayla. Baloo.
All Cub Scout leaders are named after characters in the Jungle Book. You know that.
And you're Baloo the bear.
Yes.
If I go down in the woods today.
She wants to make sure I've counted the sausages.
Guess who I phoned earlier? Angela, my old secretary.
I mustn't forget the tomato ketchup and the peanut butter.
Are we having people to dinner?
What did you ring her for?
Well, her father has a garage business, do you know?
No.
Well, I thought he might help us fix our car.
And?
So I'm going to ask her if he can.
Why didn't you ask her then?
Well, I thought it was a bit much to phone up after 2 years and say, hello, can your father mend our car?
So what did you say?
Well, I asked her how she was.
And how is Angela? Still convinced that lycra is flattering to the over 40s?
You're not doing lunch already, are you?
Oh, no, this is the cut. Today we're doing backwards food.
What, you start with the pudding and work backwards to the hors d'oeuvre?
Backwoods, as in out of doors.
Ah.
We'll light a fire, and they'll roll out the pastry, and then they'll put things in it, and wrap it in tin foil, and then we'll bake it. On twigs.
That's your idea?
No, actually, it was a Kayla's.
Sounds fun.
Yes, doesn't it?
More like your idea of a nightmare.
Andrew, please. I am trying to make a go of this. Please do not state the obvious. So, when are you taking Angela out to lunch?
Today.
Really?
An old friend.
She's not an old friend. You were her boss.
Maggie, it's just lunch.
Like all the other lunches with Angela were just lunch?
Exactly. That's exactly what they were. I mean, it wasn't my fault that the poor girl had a bit of a crush on me.
Which you encouraged.
I did not. I didn't even know about it until the day I retired. And she clutched me around the ankle.
You didn't think it odd that she brought you a red rose every morning?
She was a keen gardener. Why don't you come? She asked after you.
What were her exact words? How's the dragon?
No.
I know what she used to call me.
All right, I won't go.
Oh, make up your mind.
All right, I will. I mean, all I'm trying to do is to get the car fixed. We all want that, don't we? And if I have to spend lunch with my old secretary, so be it. What's the good about not drinking the bar?
Oh, I have to watch myself. It doesn't take much to get me going, as you know.
Why?
Malcolm never imbibes. His body is his temple. So I keep a bottle of Lambrusco behind my long skirts in the wardrobe.
Oh, you have long skirts as well, do you?
Malcolm gets upset if I stand out too much.
He must spend a lot of time in chairs.
He's all right. He's got his funny little ways. I knew I'd never find someone like you.
Me?
You were always my idol. I think you knew it, Andy, but it was not to be. You had such a lovely
Smile.
wife. And you were always a gentleman. Unfortunately.
Well, now that you've got Malcolm, I wish you every happiness in the world.
Thank you. That means a lot coming from you. This is such a treat for me.
Me too.
I was so excited when you phoned. Took ages deciding what to wear.
Yes, me too.
So often I get asked out to lunch by a man.
So, what do you fancy to eat?
Don't go too mad. I know you've got to watch the pennies these days.
Oh, no, not today. No, today we can push the boat out. Or rather, the car.
The car?
Yes, let's get the business side over right away. And our car is on the way out, and the reason that one of the many, many reasons that I phoned you was to ask if your father could help. I thought he might have some good deals. He does still have the garage, doesn't he?
Oh, he sold that a couple of years back. Should we splash out on the lobster?
Well, they have a very good set menu. Home is the sailor, home from the sea, and the hunter, home from the hill.
I shouldn't have done the Charleston at the bus stop. I've got hiccups now.
What am I shushing for? It's only, good grief, it's late. Can we go out to lunch?
Will you get into trouble?
Me? Of course not. Why? Who will? Who will? Oh, make some black coffee. Oh.
Good lunch?
It's Baloo.
And how is Angela? Still raising her hemline an inch for every birthday? Oh, yes, so she is.
Maggie! Oh, no. You've planned something special for this evening.
What?
I often surprise Malcolm by slipping into my French maid's outfit. But you've given me an idea. Men like uniforms, don't they?
I am a Cub Scout leader. I am on my way to a meeting.
No. Oh, excuse me. I lost my glasses, you see, while we were playing snooker. Andy made me come back for coffee. I said no, I've got to get back for Malcolm. He's a man of regular habits. But Andy said I had to come and say hello. So, hello.
Hello, and goodbye.
Nice seeing you again. We mustn't leave it so long next time.
Oh, let's. Andy? Henry. Because I said so. Now would you... Shut up!
Only in the direst emergency, Baloo.
This is one. I can't hear myself think. Oh, that's easy.
Discipline. Handy, isn't it?
Does it work at home?
Afraid not. That's it. Lump it all together.
Oh, don't handle the dough so roughly, Sam. You're making a pasty, not taking your fingerprints.
I've eaten all the raisins.
I have not. See? Hurry up and cook your food, because we're going to have a tasting. Baloo will be our judge. Whichever one Baloo thinks is the yummiest will be the winner. Nicely done already. Now, whose is this? Own up. Simon, I bet you put lots of exciting things in here, haven't you?
Actually, I'm not awfully hungry.
And what did you choose for the filling? I bet Baloo can tell us once she's had a nice big bite. Can you guess, Baloo?
Not immediately.
Yes? Is Mr. Prentice in?
I haven't seen him.
It's rather urgent.
Georgia, is Grandad upstairs?
No.
Sorry.
Are you Mr. Prentice's grandchildren?
Yes.
Tell him Malcolm Smallwood called.
So, do you want to leave a message?
This is a matter between me and your grandfather.
We have no secrets.
We know you had lunch with your wife.
They came back here for coffee.
Seemed to have a nice time.
Nice time. I think you should know what kind of a man your grandfather is. Young man, when I returned home from circuit training this evening, I discovered my wife tap dancing on the kitchen table, singing selections from the Phantom of the Opera. Shortly afterwards, I was telephoned by a member of the Neighbourhood Watch, who told me that she had seen the park keeper eject them from the children's playground.
Sounds like him. Is there anything else?
Yes, there is, young lady. Tell your grandfather to keep away from her.
We'll let him know you're upset.
Upset? If he telephones Angela again, I'll have even more to say on the subject.
When we see you.
Good evening. Thank you very much.
Wasn't that big, actually? Well, I think we all had a lovely time, didn't we? He put a beetle in my pasty. It wasn't a beetle, it was a raisin. I'm sure Jake wouldn't put a beetle in your pasty. Would he, Baloo?
I hope not. I ate that pasty.
It was a beetle. It was not. Well, it wasn't a raisin. Actually, it was a caterpillar.
That's full of protein. I think that should count towards your Explorer badge. Now, what did you all learn from today's
Sausages don't go with treacle.
You learned about sharing and joining together, didn't you?
No.
I think some of us are well on our way to our cook's badge.
Others of us are well on our way to a clip round the ear.
Mine was the best one. That's because you swapped it. I didn't. You did. He did, Kayla. He swapped it with Simon's when Simon was being sick.
Did you swap it, Sam?
It doesn't matter if I did. I still won. Baloo said.
No, but it does matter. If you win something by cheating, then it's not right.
Why?
Of course it isn't right, is it, Baloo?
What?
Cub Scouts are always honest. And you have something to say about this, don't you, Baloo?
Do I?
Now, Baloo, tell us about the raffle. There's a lesson there for all of us. Now, stop pushing.
Well, we're all ears. Well, a few days ago, I won a car in a raffle.
Did you? Why have we still got this rubbish one?
I won a car in a raffle, which was organised by a friend of mine.
Who?
Never mind who, Jake.
Let Baloo finish, Jake.
When the winning ticket was announced, it was mine.
Was it push?
But I couldn't accept it.
Why? Was it Skoda?
I couldn't accept it. I discovered that my friend had fixed it so that I would win.
Oh, brilliant.
It's not brilliant, Sam. Is it, Baloo?
No, I suppose not. Oh, no, as Kayla says, if you win something you don't deserve, you can't accept it. We do badly need a new car. But I decided I had to give it back.
Because?
Because?
Because you wouldn't have been able to live with yourself, would you?
No, I wouldn't have been able to live with myself knowing that the car I was driving around in was acquired dishonestly. Could I ever really enjoy driving around in a brand new car, even though the heater worked and the windscreen wipers wiped when it started first time, knowing that it wasn't really mine?
Yes, I could. Of course I could. What's the point in being honest if you end up with a rust bucket that won't start?
Right, while Baloo and I have a little chat, why don't you go and see how many different leaves you can find?
And I've eaten a caterpillar.